Hi there, my name is Rajiv Chopra and I am going to take you through a Luminar Neo edit. This is an image I shot in Munich many years ago. I believe I shot this about 10 years ago, and I had gone there when I was in my consulting days trying to get some consulting business, so I had carried my camera but on a tripod. Since I hadn't carried a tripod, I did not take a range of shots which would have then allowed me to blend exposures. However, I love the sky, and in this image you can see that the sky has some drama, but the foreground and the river are completely dark. So this is an image which at this stage is a complete disaster. This is a raw image that I have imported into Luminar Neo. Luminar Neo has just been launched and it is really very good. They will keep updating the software and the functionality of Luminar Neo. It might take some time because everything, as you know, has been disrupted by the crisis in Ukraine. So this is a RAW file, a Nikon D200 RAW file, so it's a fairly ancient image. And let's start. I'm starting up here with the develop module. I'm keeping the camera profile as it is, and I'm going to start by increasing the exposure slightly. It's already looking slightly better. You can see there's some definition coming into the grass and into the water. Just a little bit more, but if I do that, then the sky gets a little blown out. Let's look at the smart contrast. Yes, and it's given a little bit of definition to the sky. I don't want to do too much to the highlights, but I will open up the shadows just a little bit. If I open up the shadows too much, you will find some strange artifacts in the trees. So I won't do that. I'm going to bring it down so that you can just see a little bit in the trees, but not too much. The blacks and the whites, I'm going to let them be. That's about it. I will leave the curve. See, if I act too much on the curve, I risk darkening the shadow too much. I will reduce a little bit of color noise and a little bit of the luminosity noise. There's not too much noise in this image because I did not shoot it at a high ISO. And now let's look at the enhance. So we have two sliders here, the overall accent, and once I move this slider, you can suddenly see that the image has started to come to life. And then there's a sky enhancer, which is actually giving a little bit more definition to the sky. Color. Do I want to do something with the vibrance? Not much. I will not saturate the image, and neither will I sharpen it, but I can do a little bit for the medium details. Just a little bit of sharpening, some more denoise, some color, and a little bit of dehaze for the landscape. Now, in just a few minutes, we have moved from here to here, which is already quite good. I don't need to do a vignette, but let's look at the relighting. I want to bring a little bit more light back into the water. As you can see, it's done a fantastic job. I don't need to do too much for the far, for this part of the image, but let's look at the depth. Once I move the depth slider to the right, you will see that the entire river is brightening up. If I bring it down, you see that there's not much. Once I take it back to the right, back to the right, back to the right, and you can see the river come to life. Do I want to make the slightly warmer? That's about it. In this particular case, I don't intend to change the sky. I can if I want to. I just have a few skies out here. But let's see. The dramatic skies. When changing the skies, I suggest that you choose your sky very carefully. It has to be compatible with the overall image. So here I am. I have changed the sky. It doesn't look bad. But do I really want it? I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to stay with the original sky in this particular case. I don't need to do anything with the fog, but I will add a few sun rays. Luminar Neo places the sun rays center, or the sun center at this point. I am going to move it down to this point here, where you have a slight gap in the clouds. And now I'm going to increase the amount just a little bit. I don't want it to be overly dramatic, just a little bit. And the sun rays length, no. The penetration, just a bit again. There you go. I'm increasing the sun's radius to give a nice glow. And there you go. And I'm going to add a bit of warmth. I'll make it the whole image slightly more dramatic. Now, you can change the overall mood of the image by choosing a LUT. There are a bunch of LUTs here. The one I experimented with was candlelight, which I liked a lot. And as you can see, it's darkened it a little bit, but given the sky and the waters a nice definition. You can add a little bit of film grain, maybe yes, maybe no. In this particular case, no. Do I want to add some soft focus? I would say no. And at this point, we are actually done with this image. Now, you press this little arrow button to export the image. You can export it to your disk, to messages if you're working on a Mac, or your email client. I'm now going to connect with and share this with my mobile phone. So here I go. I've opened up Luminar Share. I have the Luminar Share app on my phone. I'm going to scan the QR code. Here we go. Once I mirror, and it's now been shared with my mobile phone. It's on my mobile phone. And now if I want, I can share it to social media right away. And which I might just do. I can share it to Twitter, my Facebook stories, or anything I want to do. And there you have it. You have a start to finish done in roughly 7 to 8 minutes. And I think it is a fantastic job. I'm going to add a layer just for the heck of it. So you add your layers here. Now these are not adjustment layers like you see in Photoshop. These are overlays. So I can add any sort of overlay that I want to and see if I like anything out here. So let me add, just for the sake of it, some flares. If I don't like it, I can remove the layer. I can add a different layer, sparkle. Again, I cannot say I like it very much. So maybe I'll add a light leak. And now I can reduce the opacity. And I think it's not bad, because the advantage of this is that this particular light leak fits in perfectly with the sun's rays. And it could be the light leak from a film camera. It could very well be the light leak which you have because of diffraction. So there you have it, Luminar Neo. I'm going to reconnect my device because I'd switched it off. Here we go. Again, I'm going to scan the QR code. And there we have it. It's in already. And thank you for watching. Luminar Neo is now available for sale. You can buy a lifetime license, and you can also buy an annual subscription. Apart from this, you can also buy skies, you can buy overlays, you can buy objects on the marketplace. And that is, if you take a Luminar X membership, you get these automatically every single month. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little edit. And if you do want to explore Luminar Neo, please click the link in the description below and enjoy the software. Download the software. Take the trial, and if you like it, do buy it. The link you see is my affiliate link, and it does not increase your price, but it does add a little bit to my own bank balance. Helps me buy, well, not just a coffee, but eventually, hopefully, will let me buy a few other things like cameras and make exciting trips to bring you further edits in the future. Thank you very much, and see you next time.